Hiya, my name's Finlay and I've been in scouting for around 11 years. I joined Beavers when I was 6 and I've been an explorer for about 4 years now. So why should you be an explorer? Well, it's a fair enough question. In my opinion, there's just so much you can get out of being an explorer, and you have a lot more freedom and a lot more input into what you do, and ultimately you can do anything that you want to, and being an explorer gives you access to do that. For example, me personally, I really love camping and hiking and that sort of thing. And being an explorer has allowed me to do regional camps, zodiac camps, summer camps, international camps, and tons of expeditions. I've slept in teepees and hammocks. I've bivvied out under the stars, in shelters made of sticks. And being explorers has given me the opportunity to do those things that I enjoy doing. It also gives you the opportunity to give back to your community as well, for example, by being a young leader or by doing charity work or environmental work. Being an explorer is also a amazing way to meet new people and make new friends. Some of my closest friends that I have now I've met through explorers and through scouting. And you don't just meet people from your own unit at weekly meetings, you also meet people from all around the region at camps and also people from around the whole world too. You help make the plan for what you do at each weekly meeting. You have input into that as well. So you can end up doing some really great things at weekly sessions that you want to do, such as judo or axe throwing or scavenger hunts in your local area and things like that. If you like getting badges as well, you can do any badge that you want to. You just have to put in the work yourself. And you can also work up to top awards in scouting, like the Queen Scout Award, which I'm working up to now. I've got the diamond one at the moment. Being in explorers opens up so many new doors to things that wouldn't be possible without being in explorers. For example, being a young leader or doing the Duke of Edinburgh's award through scouting or participating in any wider scouting events or international events. At the end of the day, though, and I can say this from my own personal experience of being an explorer for about 4 years, it's honestly a lot of fun. And I'm really, really happy that I decided to join Explorers all those years ago. So if I could give you a piece of advice, it'd be join Explorers, give it a shot, and I'm sure you'll really, really enjoy it and be glad as well that you joined. If you're a young leader, you'll volunteer alongside adult leaders at a beaver, cub, or scout group. And there are many, many reasons why being a young leader is such a great thing. As a young leader, you can complete 11 training modules, which are basically training sessions which give you the leadership skills that you need to be a successful young leader. And each module is focused on a specific aspect of leadership within scouting. For example, there's a program planning one, there's one on communication, and there's one on understanding behavior. There's also a first aid module, which is great. I did it and I got my first aid for work certificate, which is also great on my CV or for any uni applications. There are then 4 missions which you can complete alongside the modules, and they're designed to allow you to put your training into practice in the real world. And these missions are things like planning and running a meeting, an activity, or a game, or part of the program of that scout group, and they really help you to develop your confidence and your leadership skills. You also receive badges for doing these. So my favorite mission was probably running the game. I got to run kick the can outside, which is great fun. Being a young leader is also really, really rewarding as well. You're able to make a contribution, a valuable contribution to your community, and also really make a difference to young people's lives. It's also really great at developing your interpersonal skills, such as your confidence, leadership, and reliability and responsibility. Um, and that means that your experience as a young leader is also great to talk about in things like job interviews and CVs or applications as well. You make lots of new friends with others who are also young leaders, and it can be done as part of working towards your Duke of Edinburgh's award as well in your volunteering section. Everything I've mentioned are things that I've personally gotten out of being a young leader, and it's been a really, really great, rewarding experience. So yeah, I'd really recommend getting involved in the program if you're looking for a new challenge. The DofE or Duke of Edinburgh's award is based around giving young people the essential skills that they need for life. But it's much more than just that. It works on 3 progressive levels, starting at bronze, then going up to silver and finishing on gold. And I've done all 3. At each level of DofE, there are 4 sections to complete, but there's an extra one at gold called the residential. These sections involve becoming fitter, developing new skills, helping the community and the environment, and the planning, training for, and completion of an expedition. So some things you may already do which can count towards these sections of your DofE. For example, I did playing rugby, improving my skill playing the bagpipes, and being a volunteer young leader at my local beaver group. So these sections are a great opportunity to discover new interests and new talents, to stay active, and also to make lots of new friends as well. Doing the expeditions part of DofE was a great highlight for me. I really enjoyed them. So at bronze you stay up for 1 night, at silver 2 and gold 3. You work as a team to plan your route for your expedition, who'll carry what, and everything else to do with it. And you can do your expedition any way you want. You can do it on foot, you can cycle it, you can canoe it, you can even do it on horseback if you want. I did all of my expeditions on foot all over Scotland. I started doing my bronze in the Pentland Hills, and then by the time I was doing my gold, I was up in the remote highlands near Carrara. So when we did that, we took the train from Edinburgh up to Carrara. There are no roads up there, it's that remote, and it was incredible. It was a great adventure. You know, we were there for 5 days going through the hills and remote locations. There's stunning scenery. It was amazing. So the expeditions are really a great adventure, and they're a great way to make new friends and really improve your self-confidence as well. Most importantly though, it's fun. I really enjoyed doing the expeditions, and I think you really would too. So yeah. At gold level, you also do a residential, which is where you go away for a week and complete a residential activity with people that you don't know yet. So for example, I did a canoe expedition from Fort William all the way up to Inverness, along the Great Glen. And I've never done canoeing before, but it was such great fun. I really enjoyed it, and I met lots of new friends again, and it was another great adventure. Completing the DofE awards are great for any CVs and university applications or job interviews, as the awards are widely recognised as being really valuable to show. You'll gain lots of essential skills like communication, teamwork, resilience, and you'll meet lots of new friends. You also get a real sense of reward and achievement. I've gained lots of skills from DofE which allow me to do things that I want to do on my own. For example, hill walking and mountain biking. You know, these kind of things I just wouldn't be able to do if I hadn't done DofE. It also goes hand in hand with the Queen Scout Award. At the end of the day, I'm so glad that I decided to do DofE, and also that I've stuck with it. It's definitely a challenge and it's a lot of hard work, but it's also definitely worth it, and I'd really recommend doing it to anyone. Through being an explorer, you might get the opportunity to go abroad and participate in international scouting events. This has definitely been one of, if not my favourite aspect of scouting so far. Back in 2017, when I just joined the Explorers, I went to a jamboree in Denmark called Spider's Lair, and it was such a remarkable and memorable experience for me. I think the first time you go to a huge international camp like that, it's something unlike anything you've ever seen before, and you're never going to forget it. And it's incredible to meet scouts from all over the world, and it's an experience like I've never had before. I also did a homestay with a Danish family of scouts, which is an experience very unique to scouting as well. I also went to the Blair Athol Jamboree in 2018, which happens in Scotland. And although it happens in Scotland, it's still an international scouting event, and scouts from all over the world come to Scotland. And it was great there to feel what it was like to be the host nation as well. And this jamboree happens every 2 years, so there's a good chance that you might get a chance to go as well. And if you do, I'd really recommend going. It was a great experience that I'll never forget as well. Last year, I also went to the 2019 World Scout Jamboree in West Virginia in America, and I could probably talk for hours about it, and I still wouldn't be able to tell you what it was like to really be there. It was incredible. You know, there were so many activities like rock climbing, kayaking, mountain biking, and there were huge stadium ceremonies. Um, it was incredible, and it's a common theme, but it holds true, is that you make so many new friends and you meet so many people, and it's such an incredible experience to be there representing my own country as well. Um, it was honestly probably the most incredible experience of my life so far, and you also get a lot of neckies, which is an upside as well. Going on an international scouting event is different from just going on holiday. You encounter people of completely different cultures from all walks of life, but you're all united by one thing, which is scouting, and I think that's pretty special. I've learned so much from each international experience that I've been to, and it's probably built me up as a person as well. It's also definitely not the end of international experiences for me. I'm hooked. Hopefully, I'm going to be going to the Moot in Ireland in 2022, and potentially to Kandersteg, to the International Scout Centre in Switzerland at some point as well. International scouting experiences are really something special, and if you ever do get the opportunity to go to one, I'd highly, highly recommend that you take the plunge and just go for it. They're incredible.